What's up guys, hope you're all well. In this video I'm going to be going through the Reversal Scout plug and play tool and how it performed this week. So what you're looking at on screen here is the Reversal Scout tool, and what it is it's a quant strategy that I've coded that will plot potential reversal points in the market. It does work on every pair, but I've kind of made this concise into like the top 6 pairs to use so that it's manageable rather than trading all 28 pairs, which can be an absolute headache, especially for beginners. So this is basically a tool that will plot potential market reversals for you, as you can see here on Aussie CAD. Here price came up, it said sell, there you go, sell, there you go, buy, there you go, exactly like that. Now this is more like a swing trading, day trading model on the 1 hour, but to apply this properly to its max potential, what we actually do is we hop in on the 5 minute and trade this using smart money concepts on the 5 minute time frame. So what I'm going to do is break down the trades that we caught from this week in detail, showing you the full mechanical SMC strategy that we use with this as a higher time frame confluence. So right now it is the week commencing 17th of November 2025. So we're going to run through the trades from this week across all 6 pairs. I'm going to show you all the wins, all the losses, and then we can add up all of the R gained at this point in time at the end of the week. So we're going to start this off in alphabetical order. We've got 6 pairs, as you can see here, and we'll go through them top to bottom. So what you do is you select Aussie CAD and then just make sure that you're on Aussie CAD. So I've got a nice watch list here of the 6 pairs, and we're going to start off with Aussie CAD. So here you can see start of the week Monday. We had a buy signal here, which was on Monday evening UK time, and this was a buy signal there. Now, there was a bit of a weird thing that I've never seen happen before, and it was our TP actually did hit on the original Pine script entry, but it didn't go through it. It hit the TP perfectly to the tick, like you can see there. If we super zoom in on this, here you can see that was the candle price, and then this was the TP price, like that, and they are the same price. But because it didn't, like if I go above one tick like that, for some reason, because price didn't break through the TP on the system, it didn't actually recognize it as a TP hit on the Pine script. So Pine script has this one down as a stop loss, but when we took it, it actually did hit TP. It was just so precise that the Pine script didn't pick it up because it didn't break through. But anyway, that's if you were to trade it on the 1 hour time frame, which you can very much do. And we have this plugged in with the strategy tester here, so you can see all the wins, all the losses, all the break evens, and the strategy tester on TradingView will tell you the total P&L, max drawdown, how many trades, the win rate, since I believe this is the normal view, which is from Jan 2024 up until December 24th, 2024. So this is like 2024 performance. You can go deeper, but you need the ultra high TradingView deep back testing mode like that to be able to see that. So this is like the view most people will have, including me, is you see 2024's performance on that. Within that you can see the list of trades. Like I said, this one on the system had it down as being a loss there. Oh no, sorry, that's the last trade of 2024. Ignore that. Anyway, this shows you 2024. The most latest trade here did hit TP, but it didn't break through it. So we're gonna have to look into the Pine script of that, of how we can kind of change that. But anyway, we're not bothered about the 1 hour trades here. We're looking for 5 minute SMC trades. So at this point in time, buy signal went off, and what we're looking for is a change of character in that direction. Okay, so first one we have here, we have price making lower lows and lower highs on the 5 minute, and you can see here we had this change of character just like that. Okay, let's mark that as a change of character. After we have the change of character, what we're looking for is we plot our fib tool from this most recent low to this most recent high there, just like that. And what we're looking for, okay, is from this wave that created the change of character, we're looking for that to pull back to the 71% fib level. At this point in time, we then we would already have a buy limit waiting after this high is created, and we would trade this on a buy limit from the 71% fib like that, with our SL a couple ticks beneath the low, and our TP at the 27% extension level. So if I show you my fib levels like this, I've got the 0 and the 1, which is obviously the low and the high. And then in order to plot the 71, I have the 71 set up there. And then my TP is the 27.2 fib extension level right there. What that does is it gives me about a 3.3R risk to reward. So I've caught the trade from here, my stop loss was there, my TP's there, and this was a full 3.3R trade which was made. So if I risked 1%, I'd make 3.3%. If I risked 2%, I'd make 6.6%. And that was the first trade, just like that. Now, what you can also do is from the second wave there to there, you can also try catch this as well, all the way back up to the valid TP range, which is the original Pine script TP. But I would only do that if I'm getting above a 2.5R. So for this trade here, let's put that a couple ticks below the low. You wouldn't actually trade that because it's not above 2.5. So that would get rejected. That's part of the mechanical SMC strategy. However, because this ultimate TP didn't get hit in the end, we're still in the valid range. So what we do here is wait for this bearish structure to break and have a change of character to the upside. Now, looking at this wave structure, we have a high, low, high, low. In order for this to have a change of character, we would need this high to get broken in order for that to be a change of character. Now, it didn't, so we don't have a change of character. We have a new high, and now this low is broke, we have a new low. So now we just keep trading bearish to the downside. So what I'll do is I'll plot out the highs and the lows so you can kind of see where the change of character is going to be. So there's the high. Now this low is broken. We have low, high, low, high, low. And now it gets a bit easier to have a change of character, just like that. So this becomes our change of character here. Change of character. And now we go again. So we have another valid SMC trade. We plot the fib from this low to this high, which caused a change of character. And then again, this low to this high, fib it back to the 71 from the change of character. Stop loss a couple ticks beneath that low, just like that. And now we target the 27% extension. As you can see, this didn't hit TP. Okay, so that is still an open trade at this point, which did go on and play out up to this point, 3.2R. Now, as I called out in the Discord, I actually missed this trade, didn't catch it. But what I did see is the next wave. Like I mentioned on the first trade, as long as this is trading within the direction of the original trade, and it is within this position, we still have the bias of market direction, and we will trade the wave structure all the way up to that TP being hit or until the SL is hit, and then we're not looking for any more trades. So this trade was playing out. I saw this second one, which was from this low to this high. Price came back down here. We got an entry from the 71 on a buy limit. Stops a couple ticks beneath that low. And we did get held in. This didn't trigger us out due to spreads or anything like that. I very much over exaggerate my spreads when I apply them on my broker. So if I see that the tick is fluctuating like 13 ticks or 15 ticks, I'll just call that a 2 pip spread or 20 tick spread. And I will go worst case scenario, let me factor that into my lot size, let me factor that into my position. So I will over exaggerate my spreads because we've all been there. Beginners, you'll learn this mistake of your spread is fluctuating around 8 or 9 ticks and you'll put 9 ticks as your spread. And then within that moment of volatility, your spreads will go up to like 15 and you'll get stopped out and you'll be like, oh, well, I put my spreads on, the broker's done me dirty. they haven't, you just need to kind of over exaggerate your spreads. Okay, so we got held in there regardless. You probably would have, you didn't need to over exaggerate. I'm just kind of giving you a tip of like how I do things. So we caught this retracement back to the 71, got an entry there, TP at the 27.2, and this one hit a TP as well for about 3.25 R. So within this trade here, there were two opportunities, one for a 3.2 and one for a 3.25, just like that. Now, we're still going, okay? We've had the change of character. Now, as long as price keeps making higher highs and higher lows, we can keep getting in on these entries. So, next trade, from that high being created, which was a break of structure, creating a new high, we go again, this low to this high. Just like that, 71% fib, catch that there. TP a couple ticks beneath the low, just like that, and we go 27% fib extension. There's another 3.3 R trade. Okay, go again. Price made a low, made a high. Let's check the fib. Low to the high, didn't pull back far enough, so we let that one go. Okay, next trade from here to here, break a structure. That low to that high up there like that. This one came down, we got an entry from the 71, and this one got stopped out. Just like that, a couple ticks beneath the low. So this one was a stop loss. Absolutely fine. Now, what happens when you have a stop loss? Okay, well, you need to wait for another change of character. So now that we have our structure being broken, so we had lows, highs, and now this has made a lower low. Let me change color for that. Oh, didn't want to change the original one. That one should still be a green, lad. There we go. But now this is a lower low. Okay, was kind of a liquidity sweep now that you can see what happened afterwards, but at the time it was a lower low. So what we need to do in order for this to be a change of character in our direction is we needed this to be a change of character. Okay, so I'll mark that as a change of character level, and guess what, it did happen. This pulled up as a change of character. Now it was at this point, okay, when this high was created, that we said in the Discord, that is literally TP hit. Okay, that is TP hit perfectly, so perfect that TradingView doesn't recognize that it's passed through the TP level and therefore it hasn't actually marked it as the TP. But we said in the Discord that is TP hit, so we're not looking for any further trades that came our way from there. However, if you did, you would see that there wasn't actually any further change of characters to give another buy signal. Okay, so that was us done anyway. So here from this one signal on Aussie CAD, we had one. We could have had a second one there, but the RR wasn't above 2.5, so we didn't take it. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 winning trades, all making about 3.2, 3.3 R each one, and then one stop loss. So in total, from all these trades, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, making about 3.2, 3.3 R each, and then we had one stop loss. So in total, we made about 12 R from this one buy signal. And this, as you can see, is using a super mechanical SMC strategy where you're having a change of character within your market bias direction, and then you're waiting for the 71% fib, stops above or below the low or high, and then TP at the 27% fib. Let's take a look at the next pair. Next pair is Aussie dollar. Load up Aussie dollar, and then we also load up Aussie dollar here, just like that. I don't think this one had any trades this week. Let's check. No, so this last trade was on the 13th of November, which was a win. But this week we didn't get any signals for Aussie dollar. Let's check Euro Aussie dollar, just like that. This one had a stop loss last week, but this week we still have this as an open trade. Okay, so let's go through this, right? So we've got 1 hour time frame, sell signal came up here. It's now running nicely in profit, but let's take a look at the SMC entries that we got. So what we're looking at on the euro dollar on the 1 hour is we had this sell signal here. And now you can see price has dropped nicely in profit for the signal. But what we want to do is hop on the 5 minute and check out the SMC entries on this. Okay, so we had a huge run up in price. in here we can mark out the highs and lows. So low, high, low, high, low, high, just like that. And then until this point, okay, this stays the high and this stays the low. So these are the levels to be concerned with in terms of higher high or higher low structure when you're looking for a change of character. Now it depends what time frame you're trading on. For us, we're trading on the 5-minute time frame. So this level here, let me zoom in a bit for you guys. This is where I would say we have a break of structure to the upside. This one wasn't, it was just an equal high, just like that. But because we're on the 5-minute and we have a 5-minute candle close, we're saying this is now causing us to have a higher high, just like that. And now that we have this higher high, where was the low in between this high and this high? Well, it was here. That was the lowest point. So this now becomes our next low to watch for a change of character, just like that. We have this high, and then that's broke again. So this becomes another break of structure, just like that, to the upside. I'll mark that as a break structure level as well. Again, now that we have this high and another high, where was the lowest point between those points or those highs? It was here. So this is our new low to be concerned with, just like that. So as price goes up, doesn't break that low. Let me get a grid on. So this doesn't close beneath that. Okay, so all of these three like that, just there, these aren't new lows being created, they're equal lows. So this isn't a change of character at all. Now, this is a change of character. So let's mark that out. Why? Because we had high, low, high, and we can call that high now because the new structure level has been made. And now this is printing a lower low, which ended up being here. So we'll mark it red. But now that this has created a new lower low, that's a change of character. So change of character is where the market was printing higher highs and higher lows, and now we've got the first instance of a lower low being this, because this low is lower than this low. So that's our change of character in a nutshell. Now, okay, we have a change of character in the direction of our sell signal. So what are we doing? We're plotting the fib from the last high, which was up here, to the last low, which was there, just like that. Okay, so now remember how to trade this SMC strategy. High to the low, we wait for the retracement, okay, which was here to the 71% fib. Stops a couple ticks above the high, just like that, and then we catch this down to the 27% fib extension, just like that. So here on Euro Aussie dollar this week, we had a nice 3.3R trade. 1% equals plus 3.34%, just like that. Okay, and again, let's remove that. Now we have the next wave to trade. Okay, so this has created us a new high, and we're saying this is our new low just yet, but we can't actually say that it's the ultimate low until either that is broken or a new high is created by surpassing those. But yeah, try make this beginner level and non-confusing. What we're doing right now, this is an active trade, is we're waiting for price to reverse up here, just like that, and we can take another position with the stops a couple ticks above that high and the TP down to that ultimate level. The reason we do that and not the 27% is because this original Pine script entry gives us our range. Okay, so we don't want to trade outside of our trading range. That's the range. It's above a 2.5R, like I mentioned before, so it does fit the rules. If this was less than 2.5R, we would just reject it and not take the trade. But here's the open position, and here's kind of the forecast for what we're looking for in the week coming up. So in terms of Euro Aussie dollar, for the SMC strategy this week, it was just one trade, one win, plus 3.34R. Okay, so let's add that to the list. We've got Euro Aussie dollar, 1 TP, and that equals plus 3.34R, just like that. Let me just add in AUD, USD, no trades. Match the format. Okay, cool. And total for this one plus 12.2R roundabout. Cool. Okay, right. Next trade. So with Euro, okay, that's the performance with the early close, but without the early close, this one actually performs a lot better. Okay, as you can see from there. So you kind of have the choice which one you want to go for. In the Discord, we all said, okay, this one performs better without the early close, so let's trade it like that to maximize our bias. So that's what we're going to go over here like this. So yeah, that's what we're going to go and do here. So if we hop in on the 5 minute from this first signal, okay, we'll go through the change of character logic. Okay, so what we say is check the highs and lows. So we've got high, low, high, low, high, low. And remember, until this point is broken, or this point is broken, all of these are just internal highs. Okay, so it was this candle close above here which gave us our 5 minute change of character, just like that. Okay, and now we can get rid of this. So here's where we're looking for trades. Okay, it's from the last low, which in this case we can go aggressive and say it's here, up to that previous high, which is there, like that. Okay, so we're looking at 5 minute structure. Okay, this was the last 5 minute low, like that. Let me make that green, and then here was our high, just like that. Okay, so we're trading from this low to this high, back down to the 71, like that. Move that up, and then have this a couple ticks beneath that low, just like that, and our TP is up here at the 27% extension, which gives us a 3.32R trade, just like that. So that was the first trade that we got on Euro JPY, which was on Tuesday the 18th. So there's the first trade, and then guess what happens after that? Oh, the next trade comes up, next wave, sorry, and we can catch this from the previous lows, like that, up to these previous highs up here. Now what happened there is we didn't actually get the pullback. It was literally a couple ticks away. So we did all have our buy limits there waiting in the Discord, and it never got tagged in on this one, unfortunately. Then the next wave after this was from this low to this high, like that. This one did get tagged in, and we got stop hunted. Okay, so it came down here like that. We had our TPs up here, and I did catch a stop loss on this position. It was super close. This is the price that you pay for having your stops beneath the lows. It will happen. That's just part of when you take stop losses, but you have an edge overall. Okay, so this one just got raided and then to the upside like that. So that was a stop loss that we hit. Now that this high was broken, like that, well, not like that, but you get the idea. Now that that high was broken, we were looking for pullbacks, but it didn't happen. It just hit the full TP like that. So straight after, within the same day that that TP was hit on the first position, we had a sell signal the opposite direction. Okay, so now if we check the 1 hour, we basically had this huge move up, and now price is looking for a sell in the other direction. This is telling us that price is massively overbought, it's unstable, and it needs a pullback. Okay, so what we're doing here on the 5 minute is we're waiting for a 5 minute change of character, which would be this level here. Okay, if you do have trouble seeing the highs and lows with your eyes, there is this SMC indicator that kind of plots a change of characters for you. I don't fully like that 100%, I'll be honest. I feel like it does sometimes plot levels as change of character, which I wouldn't personally say are change of characters. But if you want a 100% mechanical way to do it, you can use that indicator there. This time it did agree with me, that is the change of character on the 5 minute. If you were to back out on higher time frames, the character is different on different time frames. So that's kind of why I don't like it too much, because it just goes off numbers and data, not actually is this visibly price action. Okay, so that was the change of character here. So you had a sell signal, then you had a change of character in your desired direction. What do? We plot a fib from the high to the low, which in this instance was there, and then you can see we caught this level as a sell. Afterwards we had our TP at the 27% extension, and we had our stop loss slightly above this high by a couple of ticks. We did get stopped out there again, and then price went on to hit our TP. You'll notice that that happens with JPY pairs. They can be a little bit volatile, but they do also move very nicely as well. But okay, since we've had this stop loss, okay, let's go through this in a logical order. We had the stop loss, which means now we need another change of character in the direction, which funnily enough was this. This gave us another change of character, just like that, okay? So what do? We have a fib from the high to the low. We wait for that to pull up to our level, hit another sell limit, and again, this one was stopped out just like that, okay? Don't worry, because we're hitting like 3.3 Rs every single trade. So you can afford to take stop losses like this when you're using a big RR, okay? Let's keep following the strategy, okay? Now we have high highs and high lows. And what we're waiting for is another change of character in our direction. So let's plot the highs and lows like this. This was our change of character again. And as you can tell, it just wasn't liking it on Euro JPY on this one signal. So we had another sell and another stop loss, just like this, okay? So fully honest, fully transparent, losses don't scare me. I do not want to hide my losses because they just, you know, the winds cancel them out, basically. Okay, so let's keep following this. Set that as our change of character. Now we have a break of structure, which is change of character, so we'll call that red. And we were expecting this to be low, it didn't. Okay, this broke us out to the upside, break of structure. So now we're back to that bullish structure. So let's make that green. And between there and there, this is our low. So now we need, I'll remove that to make it simple. Now we need this to break to be our change of character, like that, okay? So all of this is just internal structure, internal highs and lows to be broken out, okay? So there's the low. Oh, dragged it by mistake. Now we have change of character in our direction, okay? So now we are looking for shorts again, okay? We're looking for shorts. When it comes to highs and lows with this, there's two ways that you can really do it. You can be conservative, which is to use like the full wave highs and lows and wait for a pullback up to there. Or you can be a bit more aggressive and go for the internal highs and lows like that. No matter which one you did here, neither of those would have got an entry, okay? So just ignore that for this example, but I hope you understand what I mean by that. If not, feel free to ask me any further questions on it. Now we have bearish structure, okay? So we're looking at highs, lows. Again, plot the fib. No entry, okay? So now that's broken. This becomes the lower low, like that. And price breaks that low again. So we're looking for the highs down to those lows, like that, okay? Now, here's another example of where we're getting close to the end of the range. Even if we had this trade here, would it be a 2.5 plus? So let's check that out. Turns out, yes, it would. It would be a 2.5. So this is still an active position where we're looking for this wave structure to pull back to the 71 and come and hit our TP. So this one is still active, just like that. I'll remove it for now because it's not as part of the weekly trades. But here in total, Euro JPY, okay, we had one win and 1, 2, 3, 4 stop losses hit. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was a bit of a bad week for Euro JPY. So let's add that up. Okay, so we've got Euro JPY, 1 TP, which is plus, what was the figure on that? 3.32 plus 3.32 risk to reward, and we had 4 SLs, which equals minus 4 R. So in total, oh, I've just noticed I didn't actually write the 3. So in total, from those 5 trades, because you're aiming for 3.3 Rs, even with 4 losses and 1 win, you've only lost about 0.7 R or 0.7%. So it's not the end of the world. You've literally hit 4 stop losses, but 1 win almost balances that out. Okay, it doesn't, it's still negative, still minus 0.7 R for the week on Euro JPY, but it's really not the end of the world when you're hitting 3.3 R every single trade. Okay, so let's take a look at the next pair. This one had an absolutely unbelievable week, and let me get into that now. I'm going to put my early close on for this one just so we can trade it as we would. And let's find the start of the week, which for us was November 17th, just like that. Okay, let's dive deep into this one. Okay, so for context, we had some trades before the Monday started. Okay, so we're going to go through in logical order so you can kind of follow along the wave structure as when that signal was printed. Okay, so here on the 5-minute time frame, this is where the buy signal happened. Okay, and if we check our SMC indicator, this is saying there is no, oh no, sorry, it's because I need to be in the back test for it to print those. Okay, so here you can see it's saying the 5-minute change of character was here, just like that. So we're going to use that in order to keep it fully mechanical for you guys and make it simple. So there was our 5-minute change of character. Now let's get off that, leave that, and let's go back to the action. So we're now here on the 5-minute. We've had a buy signal, and now we've had the confirmation of that reversal on the 5-minute in the form of this. Okay, so what do? Fib from the low to the high, catch it from the 71, so up, down, 71, catch it there like that, SL couple ticks beneath that low, just like that, bang. Okay, next wave, fib from this low up to this high, just like there, and then guess what, catch another buy from the 71, up, down, just like that, stop, couple ticks beneath the low, and then TP all the way up here like that, bang, another trade. Then what do? Okay, so we've got this next wave, there to there, catch another buy on the 71, up, down, just like that, SL couple ticks beneath the low, TP up here, and now that one had a stop loss hit. Okay, so this was on Friday. Okay, so within the first signal being printed, we had 1, 2 wins and 1 loss. Okay, so if you add those up, 3.35, call that the same, so it's about 6.7. You've made 5.7 R from those 3 trades. Okay, so this is really powerful. Okay, but now let's follow it on to the Monday, which we're concerned with. Okay, which is about here. You can see the market open on Sunday was different. From this structure, we're waiting again for that next change of character. The indicator tells us, let's load this up here. The indicator tells us that it's there. I'm just not having that. That is not the change of character, mate. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I don't fully like that indicator 100%. But if you do want to use it to help you out, then you can do. I just don't like that 100% basically, so that's why I don't have it on. For me, when we've got this low and this high and this low, I am concerned with this as my main change of character, like that. Okay, so until that high is properly broken, we ain't having it. Okay, so the way that I say it's properly broken is with a 5-minute candle close. Now, although this was a tweezer top, that is still a 5-minute candle close, no doubt about it. So we can fib from this low up to this high and see that we actually didn't get tagged in. Okay, so we didn't actually catch a trade there, and price pushed higher and had a breaker structure to the upside. Now we have that break to the upside, where this is a change of character, getting us back inside our trade direction. We have a low and we have a high up there, and we can catch our 71% entry, the magical number, just like that. Have stop couple ticks below the low, TP all the way up there, and there you go, bang. That's a 3.4 hour trade using this mechanical SMC model with our market bias. Okay, next one, low to the high, just like that. You can kind of see already that's not hitting the 71, just like that. This wasn't a break of structure higher because we didn't close, so all of that is just the same high, same structure, didn't break. Okay, so all the way there we're still trading the same. So I'm not going to try and say that this was a trade because this wasn't a new high, okay? But even if you did use the model, you can quite clearly see that you would have had a retracement to the level and a TP hit. But that's not following the rules, is it? So we had this high break up there. So let's plot that green. And then the difference between that and that brings us this as our low between those levels. Now again, you could go more aggressive and use that low or that low if you wanted to, but that is the true low from there to there. So we would have been saying this is the trade. Stops beneath the low, like that, and TP all the way up there. And we got a stop loss hit. But again, it's not the end of the world. What do? We wait for another change of character. So now we have these lows and these highs on the 5 minute. We have a change of character there, just like that. Price pushed higher. You wait for this low to high for the fib. Line that up a bit better. And again, change your character on a 5 minute. Price comes back down to our 71. Just like that. Oh, just like that. TP, couple ticks beneath that low. Stop loss couple ticks beneath that low, and then TP all the way up there like that, giving us a nice lovely 3.3 hour trade, just like that. Okay, and now we have that break of structure to the upside. We're looking for a bang bang, so that's the low, a 71% pullback. Didn't happen, and price went all the way back up to the original pine script TP. So that was quite a lot of trades on the 5 minute within that 1 hour signal, but there you can see the power of it. The 1 hour signal just gives you a market direction. Okay, you could take the 1 hour trade as a swing trade, day trade, but if you hop in on the 5 minute and SMC trade it in that direction, it is super powerful. Okay, so from this 1 hour buy signal, we had 1, 2, 3, 4 TPs hit and 1, 2 SLs hit. Okay, the TPs made 3.3R and the SLs lost 1R. Okay, now price pulled back a bit and we had another buy signal just like that. Okay, so our change of character here was this high being broken, and that didn't happen until this candle here, just like that. Interested to see what the indicator would have said there. So let's go for there and let's ask Mr. Indicator where the change of character was. So that's saying the change of character was here, marking out that high. I don't really back that, I don't believe that, but if you did take the mechanical, fully mechanical, using the indicator, then I guess you would have had a lovely TP hit from that there, just like that. So if you are someone that wants to just rely on indicators, you could have taken that change of character, 71% fib, and made 3.3R from that. I personally didn't. I'm someone that if the sat-nav ahead of me is telling me, you know, that's the direction, but I can see it with my eyes and see, no mate, that's the end of a cliff. I'm not following you just because you're a robot computer. I also want to actually see it for myself, and if I don't agree with it, I'm not going to do it. However, if you are someone that just wants 100% mechanical, you can use this SMC indicator to plot the change of characters for you and use that without having any level of discretion in there whatsoever. And by the discretion, I mean being able to read a change of character for yourself. Okay, so for me, this was the change of character. So we let price play out. Let me just get rid of that. So there was our change of character, just like that. And of course, me being smarter than the robots that I am, I took a stop loss where it would have took a TP. So this low to this high, back down here, take it from the 71, SL couple ticks beneath that low, TP there, and this one got stop 100. Nice. Nice, mate. Great speech about not using indicators because I can see the change of character better, and then proceed to take a stop loss. So now that we have this stop loss here, we're waiting for another change of character. Here we can see that is the change of character. Why? Because you've got these highs and lows like that, and then this is the one that breaks that previous level. Okay, so that's where I put my change of character, just like that. And now we have price trading positively. So what we're doing here is we're waiting for a pullback to the 71 based on those highs and lows. Again, you could go aggressive with it and zoom in and take these internal highs. For me, that's just way too much. So I'm waiting for, you know, a low and a high combination to form. The best way that I kind of explain it is if it pulls back to the 38.2, it's a valid wave structure. As you can see, this one didn't, so that's not going to be the wave for me. Go up, did that one? No. Okay, go up, did that one? Yes. Okay, so this wave from this low to this high did give us a deep enough pullback to be classed as a low high wave. Okay, and now we're not breaking those highs. These are all just internal highs of that structure. So even here still, we're waiting for this 71% pullback. And that's where we're at right now. Okay, so this is live inside the Discord. There's our low, there's our high. All the way up there, because this was a very impulsive run. And we're waiting for this move. Okay, trading that to the Pine Script TP. And stops a couple ticks beneath that low, just like that. So, from the week commencing 17th of November, we've had 1, 2, is that right? 1, 2 TPs and 1, 2 stop losses. So let's mark that on here. So in total for this one, we have plus 4.7 RR for pound New Zealand dollar this week. Okay, so let me add up these as well. Equals minus 0.68 RR. That was easy, and then that was easy as well. Okay, cool. So on to the very last pair. We have New Zealand Swiss. This one is rapid. This one is super rapid. Okay, so we go here, New Zealand Swiss, and we'll see that on the 1 hour, this one basically scalps 0.25 R risk to rewards very successfully. Okay, so this one has about a 90% win rate. These are the stats for 2024. So we've got the 3rd of Jan to 31st of December 2024. So we had a super clean run, 33.8, 8% drawdown, 89% win rate. Okay, so this is 0.25 R scalps, high pip size stop loss, relatively smaller TP, but a super high win rate of these reversals. Okay, so this kind of really helps understand what we're doing here. Is we're trading with an edge on the 1 hour reversal, but then we're actually hopping in on the 5 minute and trading the SMC reversals on the 5 minute, catching 3.3 R trades every time. Okay, so here we have the first trade, which plotted for us on the 17th. The thing about this one, because it's super tight and super fast, is you don't really get that change of character a lot of the time. So there was a trade that went without us. Could have caught that on the 1 hour. Here was a trade which we did have a change of character here, but we never had the pullback. It just went straight to TP. This one, we had a change of character there, like that, and then this would have been the first. Oops, sorry, no, that was the actual close there. So yeah, we didn't really get a pullback unless you were aggressive enough to say that was a pullback. No, even then it didn't hit the 71. No trade there. This one is the one I believe we traded off of. Okay, so You can see here we have highs, lows, highs, lows, highs. So I would have gave this as our change of character. Let's take a look at what the indicator says. Indicator goes there, okay. Had the same effect, but I would say that is change of character because, come on, mate. Oh, well, I guess he has. You know what? It's beat me. It's got a 5 minute above. Got a 5 minute close above that. So I guess that becomes a new high, and this becomes our change of character. So let's go with the indicator. 100% mechanical. Change of character from here to here. Like that. High to the low. We pull that up. We wait for our 71% level to get hit. Sell limit. Stops a couple ticks above the high. Like that. And aim for the 27% extension. And there you go. We've got a 3.1R trade with the SMC mechanical model using the 1 hour bias. Okay, so this plotted a reversal. We waited for the change of character. Pull back down there. 3.1. Okay, cool. Now remember, we're still looking for that second wave. So we had fib from this high to this low, and then we held a stop loss on this second trade. So price came up here, and we did lose 1R from this, like that. Okay, so that was minus 1R, not the end of the world because we just made 3 of them. So now we wait for a change of character to the downside. I agree, this was the change of character to the downside. Trade that on a fib from the high to the low. And obviously that just got absolutely rammed through in the same candlestick. So no one in the Discord actually took that because it was too fast. But if we are going to be true about what trades did come, this was one of them. Okay, and that would have obliterated you straight away. So now we're on 1 win, 2 losses. And now the next change of character is here. Up, down, up. Okay, so that's the next change of character. But as you can imagine, that was also rapid. Didn't come up and just absolutely obliterated back to the original Pine Script TP. So with New Zealand Swiss this week, taking the original Pine Script would have probably been better, to be honest. Let's add that up. So this was Monday, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4 trades, 0.25R. So the original 1 hour trades were plus 1R together. Our SMC model made 3.1 minus 1 minus 1. So that would have been plus 1.13R. 1.13R. Now, okay, so that is the final trade of this week, which we've analysed, just like that, from all 6 of the reversal scalp pairs that we look for. Now, if we add all of this up, let's give it a weekly total, which is, let's get the calculator out, 12.2R plus 0 plus 3.34R plus, minus 0.68 plus 4.7 plus 1.13. In total, we have done 20.7 risk to reward this week from the plug and play SMC mechanical trading strategy. Now, if you have any questions at all about how this works, just drop them down in the comments. If you want to see more breakdowns explaining SMC or trading in general, just recommend me them and I'll make videos explaining how to do stuff. Because I've been trading for 8 years and I've been full-time with it for the past 5-6 years, I am finding it hard to break things down on a beginner level because I kind of just assume everyone knows that stuff and it's a bad habit. So please do ask anything and I can break it down and explain it. If you want access to this plug and play, it's not an indicator. I hate calling it an indicator. It's a Pine Script trading strategy, okay? It is fully programmed in with TradingView as a strategy. So you can see the whole list of trades and the performance and everything. So it's not a bloody buy and sell indicator, okay? It is a Pine Script strategy script, but that's a bit of a mouthful. So we call it plug and play trading. If you want access to plug and play trading and our free community on Discord, drop me a message, check the link in the description and you'll have all the links that you need to get inside the Discord and access to this strategy script, plug and play trading, reversal scout indicator, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's been really useful and I hope to see you inside the Discord. I'll see you next week.